The light at the back of the aircraft, it goes from red to green. And when it goes green, he says, green light, go. I was looking around, I could see as far as my eyes could possibly see over the tree canopy. Hey, what's going on, guys? So today is going to be a pretty fun segment. I'm going to do something new called story time. I'll walk through nature while I tell y'all a few of my experiences that I've had. It's a beautiful day, feels great outside, going on a little bit of a nature walk in my downtime. So anyway, I just thought I would spend this time sharing some stories with y'all. So this is going to be a series based off of y'all's reaction. You know, it'll either continue or, you know, not. So the first thing we're going to jump into is airborne school. And not so much like the entire spectrum of airborne school, because even though it's 3 weeks only, there's a lot that happens at airborne school actually. So I'm just going to talk about, you know, just a little segment of it. But in any case, jump week is a lot like a culmination event, of course. So in airborne school, you run everywhere, and it's not that fast. It's like 9-minute mile pace called the airborne shuffle. It's 9-minute pace. You wake up early in the morning, put on your ACH, or at the time ACH, you'd have your canteen, and you would run in full uniform down to the flight landing strip, or, you know, where the birds were, where they'd have like the parachute harnesses and places to do shoot, shake out, and all that other cool stuff. Cool. Shoot, shake out's terrible. But anyways, we would run, we'd have our helmets on, we'd be running, and then you gotta sing these cadences as you're on your way down to, you know, the flight landing strip. Back at Bragg, we called it green ramp. We would go down to these hangars, we'd be running, singing airborne, airborne, all the way. Anyways, so for anybody that hasn't been, probably don't buy the 5-pound boots. That's too heavy. You want something light. When you get there, I remember we had to grab our parachutes along with the reserve. So you would grab it and you'd have like it on your shoulder, and you'd be carrying your main on your shoulder like this, and then you'd have your reserve as well, I think, strapped to it. And you would also run from the packing shed all over to where like the hangar was, where you would actually do your rig. So the first 2 weeks you spend in airborne school, you learn how to like put the harness on, get it secured, and all that good stuff. Battle buddy to your left or right, fix it on you, help you out, and then, you know, somebody will come by, Sergeant Airborne will come by, you know, JMPI you, make sure you're all good to go. And your jump master, I'd come by, check it, everything, check your ruck, your harness, make sure everything looked good, and then, you know, you'd be pretty much good to go from that point. The first experience in the flight shed, or the pack shed, is you can't, well, we're not able to talk, and you're sitting in harness for a while, and the darn harness is like uncomfortable. It's just not comfortable. It's supposed to stay snugly on your body for jumping out hundreds of meters above the ground, so you kind of want it squared away. We would sit there in the harness after we got, you know, rigged up and everything, and when it was our time to jump, when it was time for our chalk to go, like they'd have different chalks, like, you know, they'd have this chalk get up, and they'd go, they'd fly, and then they'd jump, and then the next chalk would go, so on and so forth. I remember thinking, like, when my chalk was called, I was like, oh man, I'm so excited. You know, everybody's like really pumped, because that's what we've been building up for, is jump week. And some Marine Corps guys, Navy guys, Air Force dudes, at Airborne School. But yeah, we're all there for our different reasons, all sorts of different ranks at Airborne School. So I mean, it was a really cool, interesting experience because people I was bunking next to were in the Navy. So yeah, you know, you can kind of get that experience of like being able to like communicate with other branches of the military, because Airborne School is about the only place I can think of where you're going to have that, like Army and other like branches that are there training up for airborne. So for me, I did C-17 jumps and I did C-130. My first jump ever was a C-17. They're called the Cadillac of the sky. They're nice, they're big, spacious. C-130 is a bit cramped. And for those of you that don't know, the C-17 is a bigger cargo aircraft that has, you know, jet engines on there. C-130 has, you know, it's the same purpose, cargo, but it uses propellers. So when they say prop blast, that's kind of what they're talking about there. You're walking out to the bird, doing a little weird walk, and you see the aircraft in front of you, tailgate's down, the ramp's down like this, and you're like, man, this is the moment right here. Like, what this has all been like leading up to, all of my training has come to this moment right here. And you start getting a little bit nervous. Got your chute on, got your ACH on, and you know, you wait. Finally, you know, the bird starts taxiing, you know, like the ramp goes up like so, and it starts taxiing down the flight line, and it takes off. Like, and when it starts taking off, that's when like people's face starts hitting. They're like, take off, we're up in the air. At a certain time interval, they're going to call out, or the jump masters are going to call out that it's time for a certain section to stand up. So usually they do outboard first. So jump masters say, outboard personnel stand up. And you know, we get up, you got your parachute on your back. The light at the back of the aircraft, it goes from red to green. And when it goes green, he says, green light, go. People start going forward, they start jumping out the plane, walking. It's time for me to hand off my parachute static line to the jump master. I hand it off, turn it to the bird. Well, I don't remember the exact height, but I turn and you can just see the horizon. Like, you see the earth below you. Engines are over here on my right. When you pivot, tuck everything in, you get nice and tucked in, and the wind pretty much catches you and you go like really fast. And you're free falling, and you feel your static line pull out your parachute. It opens, it goes, you know, when it catches air, you're like, oh, this is cool. And you know, your risers are back here behind you, but you got 4 risers like this. Instantly get control of your risers. And it's a little weird at first because these little handle grips that they got on there, the loops, you know, you kind of familiarize yourself with them first, which, you know, you've been doing, but you're in the air now, so it's different. So you check your static lines, make sure it's not twisted. I think I had a few twists, not bad. You just kind of grab your risers, pull them apart, do a little bicycle kick, and you know, it gets the twist out. But yeah, the first jump, you're like, whoa, this is cool. I remember I was thinking, man, like, this is Airborne School, this is cool. I love this stuff. And I was looking around, I could see as far as my eyes could possibly see over the tree canopy. You know, below me was the landing zone. I'm like looking around, I'm like, dang, this is awesome. A lot of dudes were just out there like going, woohoo! And from below, I remember I was going, floating down, and I was like, wow, this is cool. I look down, ground's coming a little bit fast. All right, well, you don't know what to expect. Keep them like so, feet and knees together, and you know, executed a perfect parachute landing fall, PLF. You hit the ground and then you roll with it, getting all 5 points of contact. My first jump was my best jump because it was a Hollywood, so that meant no equipment. Hit the ground, rolled, and it was a thrill. So you pretty much, yeah, I know I went into a lot of the process, but this is story time, and you know, I just kind of had to go with the flow of it. I feel like I had to explain a little bit for y'all first. That was my first jump ever in airborne school. That was kind of like the process of jump week, how it went for me. My first jump was very memorable. I got a picture of me with a big old smile at the end. You know, you recover your parachute, you put it in a bag, and you're running back over to the recovery point, and they take a picture there. And I just remember running back, and I was all smiles and stuff like that. Little did I know, you know, how the rigged, you know, the combat jumps would go, but you know, it was still fun. You know, we had night jumps, we had combat jumps that would then follow afterwards, but you know, I can save that for another segment. But yeah, anyways guys, I just wanted to have a story time with y'all. I'm out of time for now. You know, I just thought I would take some time, share some nature with y'all, and yeah, if y'all liked it, let me know, leave a comment, and we'll continue the series. But anyways guys, thanks for watching and listening to me just ramble for a little while, as I had a few memories. If you have any thoughts or questions, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for y'all. But anyways, I had a lot of fun doing the story time with y'all. I hope y'all did too, and till next time, bye.